and it is WAS News Network. This is Tim Cordell just coming to you with a couple of articles that I found on Drudge Report that I want to talk about and just really go over and give you my take on that little pundency here. But Rudy Giuliani, I think we all know who that is, former mayor of New York. Rudy Giuliani is expected to be questioned next month by the House committee investigating the January 6th Capitol riot. Sources tell CNN. So his appearance would come after months of discussions between members of Congress and the former New York mayor, who was also former President Donald Trump's attorney, personal attorney of Donald Trump. The committee subpoenaed him in January, along with conservative attorneys Jenna Ellis, Sidney Powell, and Boris Epstein. I believe that's how that's pronounced. Epstein? Stein? Don't forget Stein. Forget Epstein's. No, it's Epstein, I believe is how that's pronounced. Anyway, in the subpoena, the January 6th panel accused Giuliani of urging President Trump to direct the seizure of the voting machines around the county in December 2020. CNN reported last month that Giuliani may testify about election fraud claims, but he could not waive attorney-client or executive privilege. And what they're talking about there is, of course, because of his relationship to the executive branch and him as a personal client. He can't just waive that. It's against the law. The outlet is uncertain whether the select committee will allow him to testify without waiving the privilege. Well, either you want him to testify or you don't, right? Either you're going to respect the law or you're not. And this is just another war drums. That's all this is. They're carrying on and dragging this out and saying that if the executive branch were to investigate a potential voting security issue, the authenticity of the votes brought into question, there's something wrong with seizing the voting machines? No, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely not. I mean, how else are we going to have vote? It would be like saying, essentially, that grabbing the ballot box and counting the ballots inside of it, recording the act of doing that. I mean, all of this is very well documented what they're doing. They're not going in there and modifying votes or deleting data or anything of that nature. So I don't even understand what the question, what the legal question is here. What is illegal about that? Nothing. So what they're doing is they're fishing for any way to create a narrative to vilify January 6th participants, Donald Trump supporters, and basically any conservative in America, any traditional conservative. Now, there's another article that I was following this case. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but you're about to be. Lily Peters. She's a little girl, she went missing not that long ago in Minnesota. And this article is by Victoria Albert, Yahoo News. Suspect in Lily Peters' killing planned the attack from the get-go, prosecutors said. Prosecutors said Wednesday that the 14-year-old suspect in the death of 10-year-old Ilania Lily, everyone called her Lily, Peters told investigators he punched, strangled, and sexually assaulted her. Peters was found dead in Wisconsin on Monday after her family had reported her missing the day before. This article is from the 27th, by the way. Prosecutors said the boy admitted that he'd been planning to rape and kill Peters from the get-go on Sunday night, and he began to follow her down a trail after she left her aunt's home. Protection of the community also is necessary in this case, given his statements regarding his intentions and his statements regarding that when he did get off the trail. Oh, wow. Why? How is this person writing for a living? Let's reread that. Protection of the community also is necessary in this case, okay, comma, it should be, given his statements regarding his intentions and his statements regarding that when he did get off the, is it just me or is that, I don't know, I have to contact my English teacher here. This is very hard to read. Yeah, he punched the victim in the stomach, knocked her to the ground, essentially strangled her, hit her with a stick before strangling her to the point of death, before he then sexually assaulted her. Chippewa County District Attorney Wade Newell told the judge on the bond hearing, according to the Associated Press. After hearing from both legal teams, Judge Ben Lang granted prosecutors' request to detain the boy on a $1 million cash bond, calling his alleged crimes a serious threat to the community. CBS Minnesota reported. The boy's defense team had asked for a $100,000 bond. See, this is all right. They're not releasing this kid, but I can already tell you right here, the prosecutors asked the judge for a $1 million bond, which would be reasonable, right? This kid just randomly, he's 14 years old. He's a young man, in my opinion. Especially, it depends on, you might not like to hear this, but it does depend on ethnicity, because certain ethnicities physically mature quicker than others. They go through puberty at a much quicker rate, and they do that much earlier in life. But that being said, $1 million cash bond, that's what would have been right. That's what was recommended. Now, if the defense would have come back and said 750, 600, 500, that would, 500K, of course, that would be reasonable. That would be okay. Yeah, they're just trying to, meet in the middle here, haggle a little, which is, in my opinion, indefensible. The boy's clearly guilty. He basically told you exactly how he did it. He admitted to the crime. They asked for that $100,000 bond. That's restorative justice for you. I have no picture of this kid. I don't have his name. He's a minor. They can't release it. And neither can I, technically. But I would just go ahead and make the guess here that this is a case of restorative justice. That bond does not match the crime. This is horrific. Well, I mean, I don't know if you can see this picture or not, but this little girl didn't do anything but try to walk home. That's it. And he planned to rape and murder her. That's someone that should never see the light of day again. Oh, he was only 14. I don't want to hear all that. Throw that kid away. That one is a lost cause. I'm sorry. That one is done. She's dead. Her family will never see her again. Newell said after the hearing, the boy is charged with first-degree intentional homicide. No, it's murder. And, of course it's intentional homicide, but call it what it is, murder. First-degree sexual assault and first-degree sexual assault of a child under age 13 resulting in great bodily... Yeah, I think so. I think it would result in great bodily harm. The judge in the case has also sealed the criminal complaint, the AP reports. They've sealed it. They're protecting this kid. Now, and I understand that they are complying with certain states do have laws against releasing juveniles' information, especially, in a court case like this. The name of the suspect who appeared in the court on video has not been released, though prosecutors said he has lived in Chippewa County, Wisconsin for his entire life. He knew this girl. He stalked this girl. The suspect was not a stranger. The suspect was known to the victim. Exactly. What did I say? Counsel said, according to CBS Minnesota, we do not believe there is any danger to the community at large. He just dumped her in the woods off a trail. Left her there after he got his satisfaction. Just disgusting. Alright, in other news, I'm back. Donald Trump posted his first message on his new platform, Truth Social, together with a photo of himself at Mar-a-Lago and even jokes about his infamous misspelled Coffee tweet. Alright, Donald Trump, 75, returned to social media platform for the first time in more than a year. He posted about on it from his app, Truth Social, writing, I'm back, Coffee, which, I thought that was great. He created a social media company with a couple of his other venture capitalists, so to speak. And I've watched the stock. I watched it. It shot up from 0 to nothing. And it's a blank check funding mechanism that they use to start Truth Social. So basically, anybody and everybody could just throw money at it. And so, of course, the stock's going to jump up to $97 a share. But the actual value of it will not be known for years and years and years because, honestly, the platform has not really been proven. Ad revenues, interactions, all of these metrics that are going to be used to evaluate the stock and actual company assets, so forth and so on, CEO salary, board salary, things like that, all are going to go into evaluating this company. And so there's no way to really know what it's worth. If you got in low, then, that's one thing. But it's one of those things to where unless you just got money and want to donate to a political cause, because that's really what this is, then I can't give you any advice, but I'm going to hold off. Donald Trump has made his debut on his Twitter rival, Truth Social, with a self-deprecating gag about one of his many controversial tweets. He accompanied the message with a photograph of himself at Mar-a-Lago again. Okay, so we need to get some information out of here. I'm trying to find some. Then the president wrote on Twitter, which he vowed not to rejoin, despite Elon Musk's $44 billion purchase, wrote, despite the constant negative press off of AV, the mishap received more than 100,000 likes and retweets before it was deleted and sparked an internet frenzy. Now, after more than a year, Trump's social media break has ended. He was banned from Twitter, Facebook, Instagram last year in the wake of the January 6 riots. He insisted he won't return to Twitter, even after it was bought by Elon Musk, who vowed a far less censorship approach to content moderation, sparking rumors Trump could be allowed back. I'm not going back to Twitter. I'm going to stay on Truth, Trump told Fox News, which from a business standpoint, I understand that. I hope Elon buys Twitter because he'll make improvements to it, and he is a good man, but I am going to be staying on Truth. Now, again, remember this article is from a few days ago, but I really just want to touch base on the fact that Trump is coming back out of the woodwork here. And it's good to actually see him supposedly, who knows, maybe somebody's managing his account, we don't know. But it's good to see Trump stepping back out into the limelight, getting ready for 2024, I do believe. He's got to stop pushing that vaccine, though. That is not a good thing overall. It's clinically not tested. And people who make the argument that this vaccine has been good overall, it's like, no, you cannot prove in any scientific manner, no method that I know of can prove that the vaccine saved one single life or prevented one single infection. That's not been proven. There is no data. This is experimental. This is the mRNA technology. And the consequences of using an unknown substance, an unknown clinical drug that should still be clinically in trials, and every test subject that in the animal clinical trials, the few that they ran, it didn't end well for them. Cancer and death. That's all it is. If you go out, actually read the reports, and if you don't know, then that's because you're being lazy. But the information's out there. Pfizer had to release a lot of the documentation. And again, I'm not singling out Pfizer. I'm just telling you that the documents have been released. I'm not making a statement about Pfizer, their corporation. I'm just telling you that the adverse side effects from clinical trials from multiple companies is pretty much public knowledge at this point in time. And my advice to Trump, if he wants to take it for whatever it's worth, is to please stop pushing the vaccine. Please stop trying to. I don't know what your inner circle is telling you. I don't know what the guys close to you are saying. But they're telling you this is a good thing and it has a positive view from the general public, and that's not true. The general public hates that vaccine. And just on the lack of merit, the lack of ethics and how it was applied to people. If it had been purely elective and it's available to local pharmacy, if you want to go get it. But no, it ended up turning into this mass propaganda campaign where you're literally taking children without their parents' permissions, and I don't mean Donald Trump, I mean the local school boards that are liable for this. The drug company may not have any particular liability because of an agreement between them and the federal government, but is that agreement there between the local counties and the local states? I don't think so. And I think that an attorney should look into that. I think that the counties and the municipalities and the school boards and the universities on a individual level should be liable for the damages. So that's something we need to look into. But I really do hope that Trump runs in 2024. I don't disagree with Trump on a lot of things. He is a populist candidate. I think a lot of people don't know everything there is to know about Trump. I don't think that he's a horrible person. I just think that, like anyone that's been involved in politics now, you're tainted. Anyone who jumps into that arena is going to be tainted because part of politics is blackmail. Part of politics is leverage. But of course we all know that Elon bought Twitter, and I don't know if you guys want to talk about that or not. But if you guys want to, really elaborate on that, let me know down here below in the comments, and we'll go from there. But anyway, I just wanted to touch base on what's happened over the last few days, and I hope you all have a good day. And remember, it is okay to be white. All right, have a good day, everyone.